So I'm out here today with Gio. How's it going, Gio?
Hey, my name is Gio. It's going good, man. So yeah, I've been homeless out here for like 6 years now. What I go around doing is I try to help as many people as I can.
Okay.
Kind of like a Robin Hood scene, you know, just being honest, you know.
Yeah.
But I preach something to people. I preach the Four Agreements. I don't know if anybody read the book. It's a really good book. It's my favorite book. I'm telling you about the book. The introduction of the book is a man sleeping in a cave. And he wakes up and he walks out of the cave and he looks up at the stars and he realizes something. He realizes light perceiving light. What he sees in others is what he sees in himself. And what he sees in himself, others can't see in him. For this reason, he called himself Smoky Mirror. He called himself Smoky Mirror because what he seen in others, others couldn't see in him or in themselves. And then what he seen in himself, others couldn't see in him. And what he seen in others was love. And what he seen in himself was love. Something like what Jesus was preaching when he walked the earth.
Okay.
Okay, so these Toltecs, this is where the spiritual belief are orientated from. They're orientated from the Toltecs, they were around the time of the Aztecs, in the outskirts of what is now Mexico City, and they had this spiritual belief. And what they believed in was that when God created the earth and the heavens and he spoke us into existence, he spoke us into existence out of pure love. So everything and everybody around us is God's love. So your love, I'm love, the air, the planets, the animals, everything is love. And well, there's this exercise in the book, and this exercise, it tells you to close your eyes, and it tells you to take a deep breath, inhale, and then exhale. And it repeats it, inhale and then exhale. And it says what you just inhaled was love and what you just exhaled was love. What that taught me was to enjoy life. And that's why I'm preaching this to people, to teach them to enjoy life. Like this book, it changed my life and it helped me so that I could help others out here. You know, and a lot of them are in dark places, like, you know, within their spirituality. And they don't know the truth, and they believe that the truth, these Toltecs, they believe that the truth was love. So, well, the Four Agreements though, is by Don Miguel Ruiz, by the way. That's the author. The Four Agreements. The first one is be impeccable with your word. Impeccability meaning to be without sin. Watch what you say to people, because you could put them in a really dark place. The second one is don't take anything personal. People are going to say and do things that have nothing to do with you, but if you take them personal, you're going to set yourself up for unuseless suffering. The third one is don't make assumptions. It's better to ask questions than to assume. When you assume, once again, unuseless suffering. And the fourth one is always do your best. Your best is going to vary from when in good health to when you're sick. When in good health, you're going to do really good. When you're sick, you're not going to do so well. But as long as you always do your best, you're going to be all right. There is the fifth agreement. The reason why the fifth agreement wasn't included with the four agreements was because Don Miguel, the author, when he tried to teach his disciples, they were confused. They didn't understand what the fifth agreement was. But the fifth agreement, his son came along and his son mastered the fifth agreement. And the fifth agreement was be skeptical but learn to listen. So hear people out, question what they have to say. It's up to you whether to believe them or not. Well, I read that book in jail. This one time I was doing a time, and the last week, one of my friends in there, he came up to me with the book, and so what I did was I copied the entire book down that last week of jail that I was in there for, and I came out and I started preaching it to people. I read it to everybody that I seen. And I was able to memorize it, and now I preach it along my journey, you know. But I wanted to share that with everybody so that anybody who's going through it right now or whatnot, just read that book. it helped me, and I preach it to help others. You know.
All right, that's good, Gio.
Yeah.
And what's the name of the book again?
4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz.
Okay. All right. And that's something that, you know, most libraries or something you can order online or something that'll have it.
It's not a religion or anything. It's a spiritual belief. So
Okay.
like they're not trying to make you do something or you have to practice something. It's just they're having you it's an agreement that you make with yourself, you know, like, or is this true to you? Do you believe it? If you do, then you agree with it. That's what an agreement is, you know. But all right, this is another book I read. It was I'm not gonna draw it out for you guys, but it's called The Alchemist. That's a good book too. I like that book too. But yeah, thank you.
All right. And Gio, how long have you been out here homeless?
I mentioned it earlier. I said 6 years.
Like 6 years?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And how old are you?
I'm 27.
27 years old. Okay. And as far as anybody else coming out here talking to you?
No, I'm usually the one talking.
Oh, you're usually the one talking?
When I meet people, I share this book with them because
Okay.
it helped me in life, and I wanted to help. I want to share it to, you know, because if you ever met anybody that you can't have a conversation with, like they're so messed up spiritually that they just yell at, or they're yelling at you, or
Exactly.
or they're Tourette's, for
Yes.
instance.
Yes.
That's from people being broken, you know.
Okay.
And you know, society, we teach them to be that way. So it's our job as members of society in the community to build each other up, and so just going to talk to somebody and showing them love is how we build each other up, you know. And that's what I do out here, you know.
Exactly.
But I try my best, you know, to do what's best for everybody. But
Okay. And most people, they talk to you, they listen?
yeah,
Okay.
I'm friends with everybody I meet, you know. I don't have no enemies out here.
All right, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, thank you for talking to me, and you know, I mean, your story is something that, you know, a lot of people,
Yeah.
you know, would like to hear, and hopefully a lot of people will, you know, check out that book and see it. I appreciate it, man.
All right, no problem.
You have a good one.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Thank you, man.